Good day, and thank you for having me in this wonderful online international conference on education for social cohesion. It's a great blessing and honor to be in presence of such a esteemed audience. Social cohesion, one of the greatest global challenges. I shall initially give a few examples of the causes of social dissolution to demonstrate the gravity of the situation, and then count some of the principles, strategies, attitudes, and approaches that are fundamental in promoting social cohesion. Causes of social dissolution. Violence. Each year, over 1.6 million people worldwide lose their lives to violence. Violence is among the leading causes of death for people aged 15 to 44 years old worldwide, accounting for 14% of deaths among males and 7% of deaths among females. For every person who dies as a result of violence, many more are injured and suffer from a range of physical, sexual, reproductive, and mental health problems. Of course, we know that the current pandemic situation may change these statistics. In one hand, the number of deaths as a result of this pandemic may affect these statistics. In another hand, also violence have increased, especially at the level of household. Second cause of social dissolution I'm giving as an example is the divorce rate. Here I'm giving the divorce rate in US, although US even doesn't have the highest divorce rate. Some places like Belarus have even higher divorce rates. Of course, US has one of the highest divorce rates. 42 to 45% of first marriages end in divorce in US. 60% of second marriages, and 73% of third marriages end in divorce. Human rights violation. At least 70.8 million people around the world have been forced to flee their homes. Among them are nearly 25.9 million refugees, over half of whom are under the age of 18. Wars. There are more than 40 active conflicts around the world at the moment. Economic disparity. The world's richest 1%, those with more than $1 million, own 44% of the world's wealth. Data also shows that adults with less than $10,000 in wealth make up 56.6% of the world's population, but hold less than 2% of global wealth. Gender inequality. Globally, 12 million girls each year get married before the age of 18, roughly 33,000 every day, or 1 every 2 seconds. There are some 650 million women alive today who were child brides. The reason behind it varies between communities, but it is often because girls are not valued as highly as boys, and marrying them off at a young age transfers the economic burden to another family. Individualistic culture. In a society that is characterized by individualism and puts emphasis on individual over the entire group. With the increase of individualism come depression, low self-esteem, and a lesser sense of belongingness among millions of people across the globe. Prejudices and discriminations. Prejudice affects the everyday lives of millions of people across the globe. Prejudice held by individuals unnaturally forces on others who are targets of the prejudice a false social status that strongly influences who they are, what they think, and even the actions they take. Now, I'm going to say a few words about the principles, strategies, approaches, and attitudes that are fundamental to building social cohesion. 1. Equality of man as first principle to build and promote social cohesion. Equality of man. It is the vision that all men and women should be treated equally in social, economic, and all other aspects of society, and to not be discriminated against on the basis of their gender, ethnicity, race, social status, etc. The profound understanding of this vision can become the source of our motivation to internalize the human rights. As long as we deeply and profoundly don't understand that all men are equal, it is very difficult to not violate the human rights. 2. Inner dimension of man. Communities are unlikely to prove prosperous and sustainable unless they take into account the inner dimension of human reality and seek to foster a culture in which the moral, ethical, emotional, and intellectual development of the individual are of primary concern. 3. Social cohesion is a process. Social cohesion is not a project or an event. There is a spectrum of communities in relation to the strength of the social cohesion, and every community can be positioned somewhere in this spectrum. An individual in a community may learn and practice to take definite steps to play an ever-growing role in promoting social cohesion in his community. A few steps are mentioned here. Actually, what I am trying to say is that we should not take it for granted that because we are living, suppose, in a place, or I'm working in a company, or I'm a student of a university, that there are nice people around, so I cannot take it for granted that there will be social cohesion. We need to work on it. We need to build it. We need to promote it. And we have to even try to acquire necessary qualities, attitudes, and capacities which are needed for us to build social cohesion in the community that we live, if we really like to have a vibrant community. As an example, for example, if a person that is new in a community this is just an example, may go through a process of these steps that I'm counting. A. Interaction. A social interaction is an exchange between two or more individuals and is a building block of society. So first he has to try to interact with others. B. Integration. It might refer to cases when minority groups become part of mainstream society, or when groups of individuals come together to make a cohesive whole. The second step is trying to get integrated in the community more than just interact. Now I become a part of that community. That becomes my identity. C. Harmony. Social harmony is defined as a process of valuing, expressing, and promoting love, trust, admiration, peace, harmony, respect, generosity, and equity upon other people in any particular society, regardless of their national origin, marital status, ethnicity, color, gender, race, age, and occupation. So what does it take to be a member of a community that there is harmony? How I can live in harmony with others? And finally, to have a vibrant community, communities must be connected, resilient, healthy, and inspiring. Vibrant communities don't just happen, they are built. 4, this is a strategy, fourth strategy to have better communities is strategy of youth. Actually, without having youth fully involved in the community, without having them to be a part of the community and promote cohesion, get them to play an important role in the solidarity and cohesion of the community and building unity in the community, I don't think we can go a long way. Fifth one, which is also equally important, if not even more important than strategy of youth, is strategy of getting women involved in the life of the community, because women also they have this capacity to communicate. They are much better communicators. They can build better communities. They can integrate easier than their counterparts male. They can interact better. It is in a way in their nature, and they are very good at it. So without women playing an important role also in social cohesion, we can not succeed much. Conclusion. Our challenge, therefore, is to redesign and develop our communities around these universal principles, including love, honesty, moderation, humility, hospitality, justice, and unity, which promote social cohesion, and without which no community, no matter how economically prosperous, intellectually endowed, or technologically advanced, can long endure. Unity in diversity is at once a vision for the future and a principle to guide the world community in its response to these challenges. Not only must this principle come to animate relations among the nations of the planet, but it must also be applied within both local and national communities if they are to prosper and endure. Thank you very much.